So, if you've got a tale to tell on the West Side, you should know more about Tales and Ales at the Bike Lane Cafe. And we're here today with Kevin Malloy and Sarah Lester to talk about what that is and what it means. So what is the Bike Lane Cafe and what is Tales and Ales?
Well, Bike Lane Cafe is a building I have in the Cool Spring neighborhood, 7th and Harrison. And it was formerly the Tilton Cool Cafe, named after our two parks, Tilton Park and Cool Spring Park. And after the first designated bike lane was established in October 2016, we're doing business as Bike Lane Cafe because we have the first designated bike lane on Harrison.
In the city of Wilmington, right?
Yeah, in the city of Wilmington.
You guys are all about that bike lane?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Yep.
It's only 2 blocks long, so we can, you just go on it and then, you can go around and then go on again. But the vision is to expand it.
Awesome. So what's Tales and Ales?
So Tales and Ales, so I live right down the street from the Bike Lane Cafe. We have a really tight-knit community, which I think Kevin can talk about. But it was almost one of the reasons why I moved to the neighborhood was because there was that presence on the corner and that great bike lane. But I used to live in Rhode Island, and there was an event that I would attend about once a month called Live Bait. And it was a storytelling event, kind of similar to The Moth, if folks are familiar with kind of the storytelling, The Moth series. And it was an opportunity, like an alternative. Think Wilmington, night scene, there's lots of great things to do. Some of our coffee shops kind of close on the earlier side, which we would love to change. But we were looking for some additional opportunities to connect with our neighbors, connect with other folks in the community, and have some kind of good-hearted, old-fashioned fun. Right. And so Tales and Ales was inspired by that event up in Rhode Island. We pick a different theme every month, and the very first one I did was actually around the time of my birthday. It was like a birthday party event, and we wanted to see if it would work. And
when is your birthday?
It's in January. It's very important. January 7th.
Right.
Yeah. So everyone note that.
Put it on your calendar.
National holiday.
Yeah, thank you. But we wanted to see if it would work, and the theme was firsts, fittingly. And we had 35 to 40 people show up, and we consistently have had that turnout. And it's not just folks who might know me or Kevin, it's folks who are learning about it through mediums like this. And so we change the theme every month, we change the host, so we kind of give different feel to it, different, folks can practice some of their stand-up in between, whatever. But so the theme last time the theme was lucky. It was around the time of St. Patrick's Day, so we were trying to think about what was happening around that same time. Coming up on April 12th, so it's every second Friday. April 12th is the next one. The theme is Didn't See That Coming. So Didn't See That Coming. And so folks have 6 minutes. Folks have 6 minutes. That's the rules are just that it has to be a true story about you, and that it's 6 minutes. And of course, we're not super strict, but
So, Sarah, you're the director. You're the director of West Side Grows.
Yes.
What's West Side Grows? What can you tell me about?
So it kind of all connects because I live right down the street. I love my community. I love the city of Wilmington, and so I am fortunate enough to have a day job that kind of is 24/7, which is the director of Cornerstone West Community Development Corporation. And that organization is the backbone of a coalition, a group called West Side Grows Together. And so we are 25 organizations, churches, businesses, residents. Kevin has been a part of this effort of West Side Grows Together since the beginning. And we are all working together to improve the quality of life in the West Side. And we have a revitalization plan. It's a 10-year plan. It's going to be much longer than that.
Right.
But we work together in a couple different areas, which I can touch on. But I'll just say them real quick. We work on quality housing, parks and gardens, economic development, youth opportunities, and community safety. And so we've been working really hard. We work the plan, our revitalization plan. And we've continued to meet and are accomplishing a lot of our goals, and there's still a lot of need too. So that's kind of how it connects in the West Side.
So Tales and Ales is coming up April 12th, the next one. How does that fit into the larger kind of West Side Grows thing in your mind?
One of the things that I've done with my building, and actually on the other part of the first floor is Third Place Gallery, and they've been there it'll be 5 years, and that's a not-for-profit gallery. They have a rotating art shows as well as it's called the Neighborhood Living Room, and they have a lot of clubs, people that go there to meet. And so we do connect, and they actually have open mic nights second Friday of the month, and the Third Place Gallery. So the Bike Lane Cafe is it's a community space where we have potlucks and a lot of community people, events for the community, and it's really an anchor of strength. And when I bought it was a vacant corner building, so it's nice to see a corner building come back in the neighborhoods. You know,
And I think
so that's
one
what
of the
it's about.
goals of Westside Grows
is
Together
bringing people
is around
together.
community pride. And I think
Yeah.
what you'll find over in the Cool Spring Tilton Park neighborhood and lots of neighborhoods throughout the city is that we really love, you know, where we live, and we try to make those connections with our neighbors. I think Kevin, you know, I love living where I live partly because of Kevin. Kevin was the one who he's been very important in my living and moving there, but he's always trying to think of efforts. How do we tackle some of the blight on our street? How do we work together and have potluck dinners so that we're communicating, you know, connecting our various blocks? How do we look at the alleys behind our houses and put something cool there and not just let it be overgrown with, you know, weeds and things? So, and I think that's exactly the type of like energy and connectivity that we look to kind of work with different groups throughout the West Side and the city. But I think that's how it connects.
So where did that come from, Kevin? That love just for community and making everyone in the community responsible for everyone in the community.
Well, I have to say, my parents, my mother and father, were really big in teaching us as children to volunteer in the community and how important that is.
Right.
And it doesn't even seem like a job, yet it can become a job.
Right.
You know. And then it's just really uplifting to meet. The potlucks in particular, meeting people and you're sharing food and drink and everybody really gets into it, and it brings down a lot of these things of that we see of each other or we don't know about each other if you just go to some like neighborhood group and you sit there and you vent about stuff. Instead it's like, oh hey, like what's going on, and you just find commonalities from our differences, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I should really do that in my condo association.
There you
No,
go.
I do need to because we have issues.
We can help.
Yeah. Anyway, so all right. So April 12th at 8 p.m. It's BYOB at the Bike Lane Cafe, which is at
1139 West 7th Street.
1139 West 7th Street. So thank you, Kevin and Sarah, for coming on the Wilmington Show, and we expect you back regularly.
Yes,
Great, thanks
thank
so
you
much.
much.
All right, cool.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any positive stories that Zach and myself need to talk about, be sure to submit it at stories.wilmington.love.